why vegans won't save the world, and how you can make a difference in these changing times. Hi, Will Perry here. Welcome to another Keeping the Conversation Alive video. So vegans won't save the world, but they might be vegan. People that save the world might be vegan. Let me take the tobacco fiasco, for example. Commercialism gone mad, and yeah, crazy stuff. Give you some examples. Tobacco fiasco. Some people might not know this, but back in the high days of the everything we did was with a cigarette back in the 50s and 40s and 50s and 60s. Back before then, the tobacco industry knew that smoking was bad for you, yet they hid that very deeply. And of course, it went to court and High Court and Supreme Court, and it became a televised fiasco that. A well publicised one where they were trying to defend them and deny that they had any knowledge, whereas indeed they would find out that they were just burying the evidence and creating fictitious reports, paying for studies to be done that were swaying the evidence and perverting the course of justice. So the tobacco industry was spending millions on advertising of, this doctor says this is the best cigarette for pregnant women, which is madness when we think about it in this day and age. But look what's happening. Okay, so I mean, smoking still goes on, but look, it's behind shutters. It's got disgusting things on the packets that people still do it. There's a thing that we like about vices is they're not, they can't stop me. But we're going to do it anyway. But look at the meat, dairy, and fishing industries. Anything mass marketed, to perverse the course of justice. The governments are involved and being paid and funded by the industries, the charities. It's all kind of interlinked, and there's a fiasco going on that it's sustainable and that it's not as bad as it seems, and the radical people, they're perverting the course of justice and thinking they're hiding the truth when it's not real. We're really the good guys, they're the bad guys, and all this stuff. As examples of the dairy industry being most recently, gosh, when was that? That was during the pandemic. The dairy industry in the UK was given the figures escape me. It wouldn't be 500,000, was it 5 million, 500 million? Oh, I can't remember. A huge amount by the government in the UK to help subsidise the advertising campaign for the milk moments, hashtag milk moments, where you can record and share all those moments where you really connect with people whilst you're having a cup of tea with your milk in it. I don't drink dairy. Supporting this and expelling the myth that it's anything bad or negative, which of course is a lie. It's falsifying it, which is, we're supporting and subsidising farming and the industry that is very negative, very damaging. And I've said stuff about that, but if you don't know, then you're kind of part of the thing. You're just going along with the opinion. So it's really good to educate yourself about that and ask me about a video if you've missed it. But the industry is a terrible thing. But we can support farmers in different ways. We can support them to help them grow oat for oat milks. We can help them sustainable. Learn to adjust and farm sustainably. But anything mass market, it's just greed surfaces, exploitation and everything surfaces in the human nature. Look at the avocado trade. There was a good series on Netflix. I can't remember what it's called. Began with R. Ask me, message me. I'll find out for you. The avocado industry, absolutely full of exploitation. Coffee industry, I think, is another well-known. Cocoa beans. For the chocolate industry, really well known, and on the surface, it's about sustainability. You think, oh, great, become a vegan, save the world, nice, but beneath it lies a huge web of politics, exploitation, and corruption. And so many things have been surfaced over the last few years on that, and it's fascinating to see. But then there's a complex web of, well, how the hell do we save the Earth with global warming coming up? It's like, we're responsible for it, but how do we solve it? So what I say is become aware, become aware of this stuff. Find out what speaks to you. Navigate yourself between the truth. I remember seeing a video by a guy saying about sustainability and re invigoration of the soil from dustlands in in Africa, and then it came out in another video that the guy was actually saying that, and he was saying, you can't have elephants; they're destroying the crops, and that's why he, was saying, we need to cull the elephants, and of course that bit wasn't shown about when he was like come to the 30 years later, come to the conclusion that actually. Grazing is fine, but what we want to do is keep the roots in the soil, because that's where the nutrients and the bio nutrients are all there, and that keeps the soil alive. You can't just till it and we call it tilling in America, in the UK ploughing it until the soil becomes dead and arid. But what he first came out with, it appears that he said, this is, it was unfolded that this was the man that the first 30 years ago came up with the idea that actually it's the elephants in Africa that are destroying all the plains. So let's cull all the elephants. And was it 80,000 elephants that he's responsible for killing? Before we went, actually, I got that bit wrong. So let's not cull all the elephant. But it was too late. It's like crazy stuff goes on, and we all make mistakes and everything like that. I'm not forgiving that, but I'm not blaming it. But it's crazy stuff. So sometimes you get misinformation, because this guy was heralded as an expert on this, but actually, if you look into his background, he's made massive mistakes and had massive impact, negative impact on. Yeah, just imagine that. And you can go online and see videos over it and the piles of carcasses from it. Devastation. But educate, find your way through this stuff, and that's why I put the videos that I find in the group. It's like, wow, I found this interesting, and something that contradictory is interesting, and then you have to find your way through this stuff. But see what we're doing in the West. Us in the West. It's crazy, but you have choice. You have choice of what you do. I guess my invitation to you is to expand that knowledge, that awareness that you have to make a better and more informed choice. I'm going to put this link to this down below on if you're on the email now, or via the email. If not, you can just ask for the link, or I'll put it on here. Hopefully around wherever you're watching. The answer from that was posed to Jordan Peterson, and I was really shocked by the answer. It was like, oh no, surely this is the answer to global warming, and it's like, no. I invite you. I won't spoil it, but come and listen to what his response was. It's for the solution to our current global warming crisis. Because if you haven't seen it already, I think the answer will surprise you. And it's not. He didn't say go vegan at all. So it's really interesting, and that's as me as a proud vegan. I'm not anti-vegan at all. So. Just don't blindly follow the herd, because we know we're a bunch of lemmings, and we know we're going to go off the edge in the end. So it's by people taking the impetus to do something different, to make a choice, an informed choice, that we will come up with a solution. I have no doubt. Mind you, Elon Musk is planning to go to Mars when we bugger the Earth. So maybe we can go and bugger up Mars as well along the way. So I'm maybe a bit cynical, but I believe we have the solution. And for the next generation, it's a hell of a burden to put on them. And in fact, have you seen the stats on Generation X? I know I've done a video on it before. Ask me if you want. Gen X. A lot of them are deeply depressed about what this current generation, are doing, and what they're having thrown in their laps as their future. Deeply depressed 14-year-olds about the future of the world, because their future is looking pretty grim in terms of global warming and deforestation and global fishing being, the seas being dead by 2047, and the reality of the situation is really glum for them. It's a fascinating thing. So I invite you to go and watch this Jordan Peterson video. It's a short one, but it's going to give you a no. Quite a shocking answer. So do share this stuff if you found it interesting. Do take the test if you want to find out whether you have this low self-esteem that holds you back in everything, including maybe your choices, your active choices for what you want to do and stand for in your life. Many thanks. Speak to you all. Have an awesome weekend if you're watching this on the video, and on the email. And if you're watching this via another source, whatever day it is, have an awesome rest of the day. Bye bye.